How are you folks? I'm Gavin Pepper and I'm here with the mother of the child who was attemptedly abducted today by a foreigner. We've been talking about this for a very long time, that these things are happening in Dublin and the government tried to cover it up left, right, centre. Alicia, can you just tell me what happened?
I came in from work. I walk across the road, less than 1 minute away. Walked over. The baby's out of school because she's not well, so I brought her to work with me. Walked in my garden, had 2 bags of shopping, so I parked the baby right where you're standing, and I opened my door and walked in, put the 2 bags in, and I turned around and a guy flew in the garden, and my daughter had Peppa Pig on the phone, so I thought, loved him at you're trying to take the phone. I was like, what are you doing? And he grabbed my baby by the arm and he says, I need your baby. And that was the last thing I thought. I caught him robbing the phone. I didn't know. I wasn't expecting him to say that. The blood drained from me. I was like, what the fuck? Get out now. Get out now. And I grabbed my baby, obviously, put her in the house, locked the door. And he was still standing there. And I said, what are you doing? What do you want? Will you just go away? Go away. And he says, I need to take your baby. And I started screaming help, knocking on me neighbour's window for help, for someone to help me. It's only 11:30 in the morning. There was no one around. I was just screaming, please go away. He walked to my neighbour's garden and was waiting while I was knocking on the neighbour's door. There was no expression on his face. He was just playing, I want your baby. So I ran out to him and there was someone, care worker from the creche standing there. She's about in her 40s. And I was like, please help me. He's saying that he wants to take me baby. At this point, I'm distraught, can't believe. And she's walked up to him and she said, what did you say? I said, he said he wants to take me baby. And he says, yeah, I want to take a baby. And laughed, like as if we weren't listening to him. And she stood in front of him and collared him and said, you're not leaving the area. Well, I'm ringing the police for you. Ring the police for you, Alicia. Ring the police. I said, I haven't got my phone. The baby's in the house. We're on Peppa Pig. I thought he was taking the phone. He stood up against the window, the railings, and was like, yeah, ring the police. It's okay. And with that, I said, like, a mother's instinct kicks in. I ran down. I took a sweet brush out of the garden. This fella wasn't thinking he did anything wrong. Ran after him, gave him a smack of it. He was looking at me as if to say, why are you... What did I do wrong? Took the sweet brush off me, put it on the ground. So with that, I just said, fuck this. I jumped on him. I was like, help, help, help. No one was running out, so I had nothing better to do than to just give him a beating. And that's the gun honest truth. I jumped on his back. I kept digging him and digging him and digging him, just screaming help. I didn't want him to leave the area because I was like, you're not getting away with this. Thank God, one of my neighbours was looking over his ankle and he ran down. What's wrong? He came out with no shoes on the lot and he got him and detained him until the police came. Police came in about 2 minutes. That's the God honest truth. They were quick enough. And when they came down, he told the police, got him, and he told the police, you'll know why I did this in the future. I had a future for this baby. I want that baby. I suffer, after I had my baby, I suffer with mental health. The baby blues and yeah. Oh, what if I'm doing this wrong? What if I go out here and a car, I was suffering very bad with anxiety, mental health, and I was only starting to get better, doing the counselling and the CBT therapy and trying to get it, and then this happened. And then it comes to life. A fella actually, this is the thing. What if I turn my baby back for 2 minutes and a fella tries to take my baby? Then it happens. What do we have to do in this country for this to fucking stop? I already, when the poor child got stabbed up outside Parnell Street School, I stayed in for weeks with my kids. That frightened the life out of me. I was like, this thing. You think your kids are safe? You think you can park your buggy in your garden and put a key in your door and someone's trying to take your baby? When are we? This is Sheriff Street. This is Sheriff Street. You think, no one's coming down to Sheriff Street, but there was literally people have jobs, people are in work. I was screaming. I felt like hours and no one would come out and help me. So I just can't even believe that this has happened. My baby, once I have her, she's all in one piece. That's all that matters. But what's going to happen to him? He'll probably get out tomorrow. As he said, you can detain him for 24 hours. He knows where I live. He's seeing where I live. He saw me putting my key in my front door. What's the odds of him coming back? I never seen him before. I don't know. Just terrible. And I have a 7-year-old that you'd let play outside the door. What if he couldn't get her out of the pram because I was quick enough? What if she was out playing?
What age is the baby?
My baby's 1.5. My baby is 1.5. She didn't know that, and she was none of the better. The first person to come to me was a woman my ma's age, you know what I mean? And I was thinking, what if he does something to her? I have to hit him. What if he does something to her? There was no fear in his eyes. There was no wrong in what he was doing according to him. There was no fear at all.
Like
Even when I was hitting him, he
traumatized.
was looking at me as if to say, like, why, what did I do? No, never seen this fella before in my life, never. The guard had said when he looked back on the camera that he didn't come, so when I was seeing him, he was coming from this way, so he must have doubled back. I seen I went in the door and came back, but it's madness, like.
This country is a joke. You know, you all are at the seeing this. That's a traumatized event. And as she said, kids were stabbed out of school less than 6 months ago, and she hasn't even been letting her kids outside the door because of it. And as she said, your kid could be just playing at the garden, in the garden, where she should be safe. A 1.5-year-old, and now some foreigner comes in and tries to kidnap the child, and then tries to say, "Oh no, this is right. This mother is." There's brave women out there, but this is one of the most bravest, heroic mothers, pure Irish mammy instinct. Got out and tackled this man. And fair play to the neighbour that came out. And this woman for him jumped and done whatever it took to save her child. But she shouldn't have to do that. If the government were doing their job, this wouldn't happen. Now, if you look across the road, this is an example. There was also an incident. A foreign national, again, was on the balcony in that house. The mother woke up and our son came out, thank God, screamed to apprehend him. Like, Alicia is a brave woman here. The people of Sheriff Street are shocked. Now, this has to stop. Simple as that. It has to stop. This is the inner city working class communities, always together. Look, it's the inner city working class people and some working class people in the country that are being affected from this, and this proves it once and for all. So all these politicians sitting in the Dáil, the opposition, the whole lot of us, get your act together, start the deportations, close the borders, and start putting the working class people first.
Now, what does it have to take to, like, when it's one of their kids? And that's what they're putting, they're posting the door. Oh, vote for me, vote for me. This is going on way too long. Like, a child being stabbed should have been, we let the place went on fire, and then look what people think. They're sleeping over there under the bridge, and it says private property, and there's no security, no one taking them away. There's syringes everywhere, they're just everywhere. But they're not. Like, all right, if there's homeless people coming to flee war, like the Ukrainians actually going out and getting a job, that's not a bother. There's lovely kids over in that school, all foreign nationals, some of the best, well-mannered kids. But these type of people are not being vetted. Like, don't wake up one day and I'm going out to kidnap a kid. You're gone from the get-go. Like, if they search him up, he has to have previous convictions. He's not clean 100%, definitely. Like, this was not a bother to him to face me or to come into Sheriff Street. Like, you know.
Do you know where he's from by any chance?
I won't comment because I'm not 100% sure where he's from, but he was a white male. He was in his 20s, a bit taller than me, about 5'8". Barely any hair, clean. Not. Do you know what I'm thinking? Came from a hostel. He wasn't rough, wasn't dirty. So I'm thinking he was at the being in a hostel or somewhere because.
Was he Irish?
Oh no, he wasn't Irish. He had good English. So it's like as if he was here for a while.
Yeah, like Eastern European, maybe.
Yeah, Eastern European. He's definitely not only straight off the boat or whatever. He had good English. Like, he was laughing at me saying, like, told you I want to take your child. Like, as if I didn't hear him the first 4 times. I just was shocked. I just couldn't believe. I just like, what do you want? It's like I wouldn't register. I was shocked. That was the last thing I was expecting to say. He said, I was trying to rob your phone, right? Fair enough. Left the child with the phone in her hand showing your baby. She's not going to be able to take it back. But that was the last thing I thought. In Sheriff Street, like, I just can't believe it.
Yeah.
I went, not like, you know, like, it's different. Like, if a kid's out playing around the park and they're not supervised, right? Not right, but you mean, like, these things happen. People are saying, oh, well, there's no adults around, swipe them. But I literally turned me back to put me 2 shopping bags on the floor to then take the baby in. And when, like, I turned around, he didn't scarp it or run or say, oh, I'm so sorry. He was like, I'm taking your baby. Like, it was like, make me a cup of tea, I'm taking your baby. So, like, if that's just that to him, where else has he been fucking down? Or where else has he been? What else? And he has a future for my child, supposedly. That is fucking, like, I don't know. Is he at the being watching me, or is it like, is it a certain look? Has he been? I don't. The things that's going through my head. Was there a car waiting? I don't know.
This woman is traumatized. You can quite tell.
Yeah, no, that's me overwork. Like, that's living in, like, my kids. They're never going to be able to, like, when can I, like, you can't even say, just play in the garden. That's all. My child was right up against my door. Obviously, when you're pushing the pram in, I wouldn't have been able to reach my door key. So I do it all the time, clicking on the stand and open my door and turn back around and get her. And there's a man running in and taking her by the arm.
You don't have to make excuses for that because it shouldn't be happening.
That's my front gate. That's my garden. That's my where I live. No one's like just a stranger running. So I just at the moment I just thought, you're coming in to snatch the phone. I cut you a cunt over a child's hand, you doorboard. But Jesus Christ, for him to say, I'm taking your child. What was he going to do? What was it for? I just these are things that this is going to be horrible, horrible for me. Like just the unknown, horrible.
Okay, look at this woman is clearly traumatised, and he's in guard custody now. So look, you need to do your job. Deport this man. He should not be in the country. I don't want to hear his mental health excuses for him left, right, and centre.
Everyone has mental health. Who doesn't suffer with depression and anxiety? Under what mental health? If he has psychosis, well, why isn't he in a ward? Why isn't he detained somewhere where he's getting proper help? Everyone is walking around with that mental health issues. They're getting given tablets and sent on your way. But this is not like I suffer with anxiety. I don't go around taking people's kids.
Look, that's it. We're live in Sheriff Street. Alicia here. She's traumatised. Now, get your act together. I don't want to hear Mickey Mouse excuses from the government and the politicians on this one.